notes, The Economist makes sense of the most important coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic freely available to readers of The Economist today, a daily newspaper received reaches here. The COVID-19 pandemic is having a significant impact around the world, warning Fred Smith, boss of FedEx, at his firm's earnings conference on March 17th. That is putting it mildly. The express delivery giant announced that it was slashing its delivery capacity and for the first time ever refused to give earnings guidance. While economists debate whether this recession will be short-lived or sustained, bosses the world over already seem massive. The virus has destroyed $23 trillion in global market value since mid-February. As governments curb citizens' activity, including much of commerce, in effort to save lives, the ranks of corporate casualties are swelling. Few people are taking planes, hailing rides, eating out, staying in hotels, going to cinemas or gardening just about anywhere. Most American and European sports league has been suspended. Formula One motor race has ground to a standstill. And Nike has closed most of their stores outside China. Car makers include Ford, Toyota, and Volkswagen are shutting factories in Europe and America. Bloodletting will continue. Scott Streeting, New York finance chief, predicts that the city's hotels will be two-thirds empty on the end of June. As restaurant bars orders shut, could see shop drop by 80%. The American Hotel and Laundry Association fear the blow exceeding the impact of September 11, 2001, the Great Recession of 2008 combined. Morgan Stanley Bank reckoned retail foods traffic may plummet by 60% in coming weeks, as more American cities follow more European ones in lockdown. Many firms were put though. Governments are rushing into to ensure as many as possible to. Britain this week unveiled a £330 billion package of loan guarantee and other support for business. American Federal Reserve earlier said it will create a new funding facility to provide liquidity to American issues of commerce paper. President Donald Trump has called for $1 trillion in economic stimulus. Even so, some firms will not make it. It's too easy to say for sure who the corporate facilities will be. To get a sense of which are most at risk, liquidities and business model are a good place to start. The liquidity first American firms accounted for 55% of the global non-financial debt maturing until the end of 2024. 62% of debt rate junked according to SP Global, the rating agency. Non-financial firms in America will see $394 billion in investment-grade debt and $87 billion in junk debt for due this year. The figures for next year are $461 billion and $195 billion. Potential troubles both including construction, media and entertainment, and energy and utilities. Oil companies in particular has been clouded by the steep fall in the price of crude, which sank to $25 a barrel on March 18, the lowest level in nearly 2 decades. Morgan Stanley calculates that the medium exploration and production firms need an oil price of $51 a barrel to break even. Saudi Aramco, the world's mightiest oil closers, said it might cut capital spending by up to a quarter this year. American ExxonMobil echoed it was make significant cuts. Oilmen are not the only one trying to preserve cash. Many companies are sending workers on leave or worse. Norwegian Air Charter Airline is temporarily laid off 90% of its 10,000 employees. Marriott International, world's largest hotel chain, said on March 17th it will have to let go of tens of thousands of workers. Companies are rushing to tap credit lines secured with their bankers. AB InBev, the world's biggest brewer, is drawing down its $19 billion revolving credit. Boeing, a troubled aerospace giant, has accessed $13.8 billion. Carnival Cruise Line hopes to stay afloat thanks to a $3 billion lifetime. Bloomberg, a financial debt firm, reckoned that it from in 5 big sectors, drew down 70% of its credit line, and the rest to tap 30% of the American biggest banks will be hook of $700 billion. Company's second vulnerability beside liquidity crunch arises from their business model. Some try and test one suddenly looked rather fragile in the age of pandemic. If Apple does not sell a new iPhone, it may still convince consumers to buy one later. Revenues from a restaurant meal not eaten or forged trips to the cinema are lost forever. This values for industries like the arts, which depends on a few big one-off events, last at least in countries like Britain, where state funding of the arts is less lavish than in France, Germany, or Gulf sharehold. Art Basel Hong Kong was cancelled last month. The main Art Basel Fair in Switzerland, which is due to open on June 18th, may also not to go ahead. Galleries that depend on such fairs, as many do, could see as much as 80% of their sales evaporate. No surprise then that the coronavirus is provoking some soul searching, especially in conservative industries. On March 20th, Art Basel Hong Kong will launch online view rooms with more than 231 galleries. Over 90% of the original exhibition lineup. They will offer over 2,000 artworks worth a total of $270 million. The crisis is also breaking down Hollywood bosses' stubborn attachment to the old-fashioned model of distributing film in theaters. Universal Pictures is making some movies available at home on the same day as the theatrical release. The Invisible Man and Emma can now stream online. Disney has released its popular Frozen 2 on its new Disney Plus streaming service way ahead of schedule. Some companies may not only survive the pandemic but thrive either now or once it recedes. Supermarkets are struggling to keep up with demand from pandemic by Kimberly Clark and other vendors of toilet paper, which make people frantically storing here are running high. 2. As periods of cleaning products such as clothes and improve, the bullet will probably not last. Early panic will eventually die down. An industry may prosper for longer, but forcing many people to work, shop, and amuse themselves at home, the crisis may give a prominent boost to online companies. Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Slack, WeChat Work, and other corporate messaging services are experiencing a surge in demand. But from Sensor Tower, an analyst firm suggests that weekly new users of such apps dipped from 1.4 million in early January to 6.7 million in early March. Survey Britain for Barclaycard, a payment service, point to year-on-year growth of 12% in subscription. Entertainment services like Netflix in the 4 weeks to February 21st and of nearly 9% growth in food takeaway and delivery spending. Amazon is hiring 100,000 new distribution workers in America to meet demand for internet shopping. Bricks and mortar firms that have invested in online offering are also cashing in. Several American shoppers conducted on March 13th by Golden Hackett. The research firm found that 1 in 3 bought food online in the previous week, amongst 41% doing so far for the first time. A half chose Walmart. With its convenience, grocery pickup and delivery service, in Britain, Tesco and Sainsbury's may be overspaced Aldi and the European discount chains that have invested less online. And of course, any firm that comes up with a vaccine or treatment for COVID-19 can expect a bonanza. Amid the market meltdown, the share price of Gilead, a biological firm works on a coronavirus drug, is up by 20% this year. One lasting consequence of the pandemic was followed certainly by further concentration of corporate power in the hands of few superstar firms. The current airline carnage may leave skies everywhere resembling the uncompetitive ones above North America. JP Morgan Chase Bank observed that American carrier generate two-thirds of the global airline's profit with barely a fifth while capital capacity. Similarly, consolidation now looks like all probably in Europe and Asia. Companies with the most resilient businesses, deepest pockets, and the longest investment horizon may grow more secure still through cuts price acquisitions. Rumors says the app, with a gross cash pile of $200 billion and 10-ton ambitions, may sweep in to buy Disney, whose shares has nearly halved since January. Warren Buffett of Berkshire Hathaway, who is sitting on $128 billion and has long ground about overpriced equity, may at last find a bargain or two. After rising a record $888 billion last year, private equity firms are on the board. Steven Schwartz decided earlier this month that the dislocation and the fear caused by the coronavirus has created a substantial opportunity to Blackstone to buy out powerful leads. The depression worked economic horror by also product radical new business model for car making entertainment to beauty products. In time, described as two men lead some corporate restorations. Plenty of new births, comparisons to the organizing time in the world history may not be made lightly. They took apart insights with just how things are looking right now.